Downloading HTMLs. Welcome to Stalkit Tutorials. In this video, I'm going to show you one of the powerful tools in Stalkit and explain to you why and how to use it. You or your client have been asked to deliver for 50 data points per page. You set everything up and about to start scraping hundreds of thousands of pages. You're running and everything looks great. The data is flowing in at nice speed. Then, suddenly, after 50% of the project is done, you take another look at the data and figure out you forgot to add one of the fields. So, what can you do now? Either you try to convince your client to go ahead without this data, or you need to delete everything, add this field to the scraper setup, and restart. That's why in Stalkit, we have added the feature to download the HTMLs and scrape the data from the local copy, instead of scraping them directly from websites. It's much easier and faster to fix the setup and rerun. I usually use it for either very big projects with millions of pages, or even smaller projects but with many fields scraped. I will make a demo in this video on how to do it on the Wall Street Journal website. Let's start from creating the first scraper, which will collect news article links from one of the sections on their website. I'll add a URL action and enter the page link and hit Preview. Now, let's add data extraction and mark all the articles we want to scrape and add a field that will take the URL of each link. I'll also set the pagination to click on the Load More button to scrape previous articles as well. Now let's save this and let it run for a bit. Okay, so we've got enough article links to run this demo. If I want to scrape the data as before directly from the links, I will just create another scraper that will open each of these links and extract the data. Instead, what I'm going to do is set up the scraper that will download all the articles and save them locally on one of Stalkit's servers. Let's set up the new scraper and open the scraper builder window. Now, instead of adding a URL action, I will add the download HTML action and I will select the location of the URL table and column from the two dropdowns. Let's save this scraper and start running it. I'll go to the log screen. As you can see, a line will be added in the log for each article downloaded, including the size of the HTML file. This is used to be sure there are no problems or broken links. All that is left for us to do is set up the scraper that will extract the data from the downloaded files. I'll add up the third scraper. In order to mark the fields, I will first use the links table I've scraped in the first scraper. Now, before moving on and adding the data extraction action, I will remove the URL action by clicking on the trash icon on the left. And instead of it, I'll add the read HTML action and will insert the table name on the first link scraped we created. Now, I'll add the data extraction action and start marking the fields. For this demo, I want to scrape the article title, authors, and published date. When marking one of the authors, it gave me a suggestion to select both of the authors. If I select it, you will see that it marks both of them, And what will happen in the output is that it will put both author names in the same field, but will separate them by a vertical bar. Awesome. Let's save it now and run it. Because I've linked between the tables, Stalkit will know automatically on what server the data will be saved. As you can see, the scraper is running very fast because it's working on the local copy and still got us all the data we needed, including the multiple authors. The last thing I want to do is to add the URL of each article to the export file. Because we run this on local copy, the scraped URL field will not get the original URL, but the path to the local file. So what I will do is create a table connection with the original links table. In the Select Table field, I will select the Wall Street Journal table. In the Match column, I'll select the OrgRolled, and the other column I will select Rolled column. If you want to learn more about how to set up table connections, I recommend you watch the previous video, video number 8. Let's apply these changes and remove all the columns that I do not need. And we have our data ready to export. If I need to make changes, I can simply go back to the settings, add the fields, or change anything that I want. Then rerun, and it will rescrape from the local copy. One important thing to remember about this method is that the files will be saved only for up to 24 hours since the last file download. That's it for this video. In the next video, I will show you how to set up a scraper to download images and other media files.